Broward schools, many of whom you see standing behind me and wrapping the room. That's how much interest there was in fighting for this program. We met to discuss the harm that the cancellation of this successful program will have in our community. The bigger picture here is the war that Donald Trump has declared on any efforts that we make to ensure that everyone in this nation can be successful and included in the American dream. As part of that, just last month, the Trump administration's Department of Education forced Broward schools to end their highly successful Latinos in Action program by threatening to withhold millions of dollars in unrelated magnet school funding from the district, which has no connection to Latinos in Action and likely isn't even legal. This decision was based off an inaccurate claim by Trump's Department of Education Office of Civil Rights that the Latinos in Action program at Broward schools was exclusionary to non-Latino students and therefore supposedly violated Title VI. Let me be clear. This program did not only include Hispanic students in Broward County. It was open to everyone, and during our discussion, the teachers and alumni made it very clear that they had all different kinds of students in these classes. And so it was obvious that the Office of Civil Rights and the Department of Education didn't even scratch the surface to try to determine whether this program was in compliance with Title VI or not. El programa Latinos en Acción proporciona a los distritos escolares recursos curriculares para impulsar la educación y las habilidades de liderazgo y está abierto a todos los estudiantes. Sin embargo, la administración Trump recientemente señaló el programa como parte de su ataque nacional a los esfuerzos de diversidad. This claim is blatantly false. The Latinos in Action course at Broward schools has always been open to students of any background, but because this program celebrates Hispanic culture and community, it's fallen in the crosshairs of the Trump administration's nationwide attacks on diversity efforts. Es claro que la administración Trump apuntó a este programa exitoso basado en información falsa como parte de su impulso para atacar cualquier esfuerzo destinado a dar a todos los estudiantes la oportunidad de sobresalir y tener éxito. Our schools, they should be allowed to serve the specific needs of their community. There's no justification for Trump to attack a program that celebrates this community while still being inclusive of all students. Our local schools know our local needs, and all our students deserve the chance to learn and lead, and there are many approaches to achieving those goals, and educators rightly use a variety of methods to spark students' passion and potential. And I can tell you, I saw that passion and potential that was brought out by the Latinos in Action program from the students who are here today, who have gone on to greater heights and attribute their success to the motivation they were able to, and the community that they were able to find in the Latinos in Action program. Latinos en Acción ha ayudado a todos nuestros estudiantes a crecer como académicos y líderes hace casi una década. I will continue to fight for the administration to rescind this baseless decision that not only affects Broward, but school districts across Florida. Lucharé contra esta decisión infundada y contra todo ataque a las oportunidades educativas que benefician a todos nuestros estudiantes. Polk and Seminole counties received similar letters to Broward related to the program, and several other Florida districts also opted to suspend the program for fear of losing funding, including those in Lee, Osceola, Volusia, Orange, and Hillsborough counties. That's why this week I led a letter signed by all of Florida's Democratic congressional delegation, no Republican would sign the letter, calling on Trump's Office of Civil Rights within the Department of Education to rescind its baseless decision. Dide la delegación demócrata de Florida en denunciar al ataque de Trump al programa Latinos en Acción. The department should give school districts like Broward the chance to prove their compliance with Title VI. That is what the law requires. Because if the department simply looked at the contract between Broward schools and Latinos in Action, they would see that there's an explicit anti-discrimination clause. Broward schools also maintains their position that this program has never excluded any student because of race, ethnicity, or background, but instead of giving the district an opportunity to prove compliance with federal anti-discrimination laws, which is how this process has always worked, the department conducted an incomplete investigation. and it was clearly motivated by a political agenda. So we're asking in this letter for the administration to right this wrong. Like you will soon hear from the people behind me, this program makes a positive impact, that's an understatement, on thousands of students and staff at Broward schools. And when Trump targets our kids, especially without the accuracy or facts, you can bet I will defend them every single time. Now I'd like to turn it over to the chair of the Broward County School Board, Debbie Hickson. Madam Chair?
Thank you. Good morning. Really excited to be able to participate in the roundtable today with these amazing students and teachers, some of them alumni. Some in tears, explaining how the Latinos in Action program was able to bring them from someone who didn't speak English very well to actually tutoring other students to speak English, as they got older and became high school students. It's a program about leadership. It's a program about community. We've heard over and over again that students participate from all different countries. It's a celebration of diverse cultures, not just one in particular. But it was a place where people who came from countries where they didn't understand or didn't speak English very well, it was a place they felt safe. So it may have had the name Latinos in Action, but it was really a cultural diversity of people who didn't feel comfortable in the school because they didn't understand the language, and they all didn't understand it in different ways, but were able to learn English together. So it's really disheartening that we find ourselves in a place where we had to make a choice. Of course, we follow the law, but we celebrate the students who are successful, and we hope that there's some kind of change that allows us to continue this amazing program in our schools. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair. Next, I'd like to introduce Andrea Bruno with Latinos in Action.
Good morning, and thank you, Congresswoman, for giving us this space to share our experiences. We need more leaders like you, leaders who are not afraid to stand up for what's right and protect programs that are truly changing lives in our communities. I stand here today not just as the Regional Program Manager for Latinos in Action, but as a proud immigrant and former LIA student. I joined Latinos in Action in 8th grade, just a year after arriving in this country. It was in that class that I finally felt like I belonged. I connected with classmates who shared similar stories, reconnected with people from my childhood, and found a supportive community that made me feel seen and valued. Through Latinos in Action, I learned what it means to serve others, lead with purpose, and to believe in myself. I continued in the program through high school and eventually became part of the leadership board. I completed over 2,500 community service hours in high school, putting service before self. In my senior year in 2022, I received a special congressional recognitions from Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz for my service to the community, as well as recognitions from the Florida House of Representatives for academic excellence and leaderships. Awards that reminded me how far I had come because of the values that LIA has and that instilled in me, to serve, to lead, and to uplift others. The lessons I learned in LIA pushed me to aim higher. I graduated college in just 3 years with a double major and recently completed my master's degree in just 2 months. But this is just my story. You will be amazed to see the incredible stories of perseverance, growth, and leadership that I witness every single day from students in this program. Now I have the privilege of giving back to the same program that shaped who I am. I oversee 49 middle and high schools here in Broward County with the program, and every week I get to meet students from every background you could think of, representing the diversity that makes our community so special. Students who choose to be part of Latinos in Action because they want to grow, lead, and make a difference. Latinos in Action is not a program that divides. It is a program that unites. It is an elective course that any student can choose to join. No one is forced, everyone is welcomed. In our classrooms, students build confidence, develop leadership, and learn to communicate across cultures and languages, skills that prepare them for college, career, and life. We're preparing the next generation of leaders, students who know how to serve, to collaborate, and to lift others as they rise. Latinos in Action is more than just a class. It's a familia, a place where students find belonging, purpose, and hope. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Andrea. Next, I'd like to introduce Reina Tejeno, who's a retired teacher who taught the Latinos in Action class.
Good morning, and thank you for having us here to express ourselves. I've been a teacher for 37 years, 25 in Broward County. So I retired in 2023. And I had the honor of teaching Latinos in Action for 8 years. I'm here because this program is too important for us to lose. I have seen timid, unsure students walk into the classroom and walk out as leaders, confident, compassionate, and proud of who they are. This program is not just a class, it's a lifeline. It gives students a place where they feel seen, where their voice matters, and where they discover they can be successful, not someday, but now. And it welcomes every student, regardless where they come from, their accent, their background, or the challenges they carry. In this classroom, every young person belongs. As a teacher, I had students from everywhere, and no one ever felt that they couldn't be there. They all belong. One student told me that Latinos in Action was one of the most impactful programs that he has ever been a part of. And he gave them the first real experience teaching and made them realize who they wanted to be when they grow up, a teacher, a nurse, a doctor. Another one said, my students, by the way, just shared messages with me last night and constantly telling me how Latinos in Action made them who they are today, the leaders that they have become, and how one of them said, Senora, it embodies the charitable leaders and inspires everyone to be the best version of themselves. Without this program, students lose more than an elective. They will lose a family. Like she said, we are all a familia, a mentor space, and the opportunity to learn who they can become. Closing Latinos in Action does not remove just a course. It removes a doorway. For many of those young people, this is the first place where someone looks at them and says, you are a leader. If we take that away, we're closing their future before they even begin to walk towards it. Latinos in Action is where students learn to serve, to lead, to give back to the communities, to believe in themselves, together, side by side, regardless where they come from, their origin, their background. Please do not take away this from them. If you could see their faces, as a teacher, I saw them every day, the moment they realize they matter, you would understand why this program cannot disappear. So I ask you from the bottom of my heart, please keep LIA alive. Let's continue giving our students a place where they can grow, lead, and shine. Because we can invest in programs like this, we invest in a stronger, brighter future for all. Latinos en Acción no es una clase para latinos, es una clase para líderes del mañana, donde los estudiantes aprenden a hacer presupuestos, a prepararse para universidades. Les enseñamos hasta hacer las solicitudes para que puedan recibir dinero y becas para poder entrar a las universidades, que si no tuvieran esta clase, no hay tiempo en las escuelas para ayudarlos de otra manera, porque es demasiado grande y demasiado trabajo tenemos todos los profesores. Así que, por favor, esta clase tiene que seguir adelante para que los líderes del mañana nos representen y tengamos un mejor futuro. Gracias. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Reina. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Okay, next, Maria Luisa Pont Verges.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Maria Luisa Pomporges. I'm a mother of two, both kids involved in Latinos in Action. My eldest son was diagnosed with ADHD and a mixed receptive expressive language disorder when he was only 2 years old. And we were told that he would only be able to speak Spanish, and that was it. We should stick to that. When we moved to this country, he had been studying English, but today he's fully bilingual, a straight-A student, and a member of Latinos in Action. When he joined Latinos in Action, he did it because he thought it was going to be an easy class because he spoke Spanish, and it wasn't easy. It was the opposite. It was a tough class. It had nothing to do with being able to speak Spanish. It was a class based on leadership, responsibility, honoring your word, and being accountable for your actions. I was pretty impressed by the program because I was not expecting this. The student had to deal with real life experiences. For a child like mine whose brain is wired differently and he's disorganized and confused, This class was the best thing that could ever have happened to him. He received a lot of encouragement from his teacher and classmates, and during the class period, he would go to Everglades Elementary to tutor younger students in math and in language. And by tutoring, he realized that he had acquired techniques because he had to learn the language, the reading and writing in a special way, so he could use what he had learned and help other kids who were also struggling with the language and with the reading and writing. So I decided to give something back because I felt my child so empowered that I decided to start chaperoning and helping the class. So I went to these field trips and watched the kids work. And one of the things I noticed is that not everybody spoke English. The kids in Latinos in Action, not everybody spoke Spanish, sorry. They spoke English, and some were not even Latinos. There was a Chinese girl in the group, and there was, I think, a girl from Ukraine, and they were all working in Latinos in Action, and as if they were a community, and they were not Latinos, which was very impressive to me. What I liked a lot about the program is that these kids did not have to have a 3.75 GPA to be there. Mm-hmm. They just needed to want to work and help others. Last year, my eldest son, the one with ADHD, won a third place in the short film category competition at the LIA Leadership Conference held at FAO. This is a district event, it's a huge event, and many schools participating in it. He was an 8th grader. He was competing, running against high schoolers, and when he was awarded the prize. And by receiving such a great recognition in a huge auditorium with thousands of people cheering and clapping at him, his life and his self-esteem completely changed. He was all of a sudden became a school hero, not just the kid with the learning difficulties. I looked at his classmates clapping and cheering for him in the audience, and most of them had tears in their eyes, and they were his friends, the people who supported him. And that moment I will never forget. So thank you so much, Latinos in Action.
Thank you so much for sharing your son's story and your experience. And last but not least, Libe Fernandez, an alumni of LIA.
Yeah. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to speak as students and about our experience with this life-changing program, Latinos in Action. I immigrated from Venezuela in 2014 to the U.S., and I've been part of this familia for 8 years, from middle school to high school and now in college. LIA has shaped me as a person that I am today. When I first joined, I found more than a club. I found a community that believed in me, gave me the confidence to believe in myself, and to now be standing here. Through this program, I learned what it means to lead, to serve, and to represent my culture with pride. In high school, I had the honor to serve as vice president of LIA, leading service projects and mentoring younger kids. One of the most meaningful moments was tutoring elementary students who reminded me of myself when I first came to this country. Seeing their excitement as they learned something new showed me how powerful this program truly is. LIA doesn't just create leaders. Today, as a founding president of Latinos in Action at the University of Central Florida, I continue this mission, empowering students to serve their community, embrace their culture, and lead with purpose. What makes LIA special is the heart and diversity that it has. It brings together students from every background, Latino, African American, Asian, white, and more, all united by the same goal, to make a difference. You don't have to be Latino to be part of this familia. We just want to continue to serve and to belong, to celebrate who we are. LIA isn't just about service hours, it's about building a family where everyone is seen, supported, and inspired to give back to the community that we are so blessed to be a part of. So today, I ask you, please don't take away this family, don't take away the program that gives students like me a purpose, a home, and a voice. Thank you.
Don't go away, not to put you on the spot, but you want to do a little bit of that in Spanish?
Oh, yeah. Muchas gracias por darnos la oportunidad de hablar acá como estudiantes sobre el programa Latinos in Action, que ha cambiado mi vida y la vida de otros estudiantes y familias. Yo inmigré de Venezuela a Estados Unidos en el 2014 y he sido parte de esta familia por 8 años, desde middle school a high school y ahorita en college en la Universidad Central de la Florida. LIA me ha creado la persona que soy hoy. Cuando empecé en Latinos in Action, encontré no solo un club, pero una familia que creía en mí y creía en mi potencial, no solo en lo que yo podía hacer, sino en lo que podía adquirir. Este programa me dio la confianza. Este programa me dio la confianza para poder estar acá al frente y hablar sobre mi opinión y mis sentimientos sobre este club. Ahorita estoy en la Universidad Central de la Florida y soy la fundadora de LIA en esta universidad y estoy súper feliz de poder dar otra vez la oportunidad para otros estudiantes de conocer el programa. Tuve la oportunidad en high school de ser vicepresidenta y de poder hacer tutoring a niños de elementary, que les pude dar una manera de también sentirse escuchados y poder saber que ellos puedan seguir y construir un futuro grande. El AI no solo crea líderes, sino crea personas que pueden ayudar a otras personas. Hoy LA ayuda no solo con horas de servicio, pero en crear una familia en donde todo el mundo tiene un propósito y ayuda a la ciudad en la que somos tan agradecidos de ser parte. LA no es solo para latinos, esta familia es para todos, es para afroamericanos, asiáticos y blancos. En nuestras clases teníamos estudiantes de todas razas y fue un placer conocer a todo el mundo sin discriminación. Hoy les pido, por favor, no agarren esta familia de nosotros, sino por favor denos un programa, este programa, en el que podamos tener una voz, un propósito y una casa. Gracias.
Thank you. Sorry to put you on the spot. I'm just going to conclude by saying that this is a remarkable group of young people, and this is not my first exposure to the LIA program. I was invited by teachers to speak to their classes and had an opportunity over the years to see the program in action. It was incredible. And I'll just say this, that I think every parent listening to us today knows that there's something that you always need your kids to be able to grab hold of, that centers them in school, that keeps them coming back and motivated. Sometimes it's the drama program, sometimes it's the art program, sometimes it's robotics, computer science, the music program. Latinos in Action is just like that. We need to make sure that we are able to continue this remarkable program that ensures that we are growing the next generation of leaders in our communities across the state. And we have to ensure that there are a variety of opportunities to accomplish that goal. Latinos in Action is one very proven, effective way of doing that, not just for Hispanic students, but for any student who was attracted to their program. And we're happy to take any questions.
Yeah, Congressman, what do you hope happens from this? Are you trying to get them to change their decision? The government is shut down, as you know.
Right.
What can happen right now that can reverse this?
Well, hopefully their ears aren't shut down while the government is shut down. I led a letter that every Democratic member of Congress in Florida signed, urging the Department of Education to actually do a real review of this program, and if they do that, which they clearly did not, they would see that this program does not violate Title VI, the law that prevents discrimination in education, and if there were any concerns at all, that they go through the process of corrective action, which is how this process normally works, so that the Broward School District, which certainly would be willing to take corrective action if that were necessary, can make adjustments so that the program can continue. The other thing that is deeply concerning is that Latinos in Action was targeted in only a handful of counties. There are programs all across the country. I certainly don't think that the program should be ended across the country.
My next question is going to be, do you know of any other states where they're cracking down, or is it just Florida?
My understanding is just the handful of counties that they targeted in Florida.
So the rest of the country, no worries.
Everything's
Not discriminatory there.
as far as we know.
Can I ask if any of the current students want to say anything? Any current?
There's no current students.
No current students?
I have another- he has two.
Oh, you are? Oh, yes, please, go ahead. Please, sorry. I
Please
thought you
tell
were
us
all.
your
No,
name
it's
and
okay.
Where you go to school.
Hi, I'm Sarah Ojeda, and I go to Western High School. I'm currently the president there.
How do you spell your name? Both names?
Sarahojeda.
So tell us what it feels like to lose this program since you're currently the president.
Honestly, it's just heartbreaking. I've worked like 3 years just to get to my position, and I've seen so many people in my class come together and make such a beautiful program. And I've met some of my best friends there, and just to know that like at the end of the year I won't have that community anymore. I won't have that space where I have all my friends, you know? That's just the sad part of it.
What would you like the Department of Education to know in Washington about your club, about your class?
It's more than just a community. It is a family, and it's not just Latinos. In my class, I have a Vietnamese. Last year we had a Russian. So it's all parts of the world. It's not just Latinos. And we come together to teach English to little kids and to serve a greater purpose in our community. And why there's no purpose of that to be taken away. We're just bettering our Broward schools, and that should never be taken away.
Thanks. Any other kids want to say anything?
They're correct.
Yeah, want to say something? Tell us your name and where you go to school.
My name is Jessica, and I go to Northeast High School.
And Jessica, tell us, so you're currently an LIA student.
Yes.
So what are you thinking, hearing all of this you've heard today, and that the government's taking this program away?
It breaks my heart that I'll have to lose the class, and not really much. It's not only the class that makes me feel sad, is that all the connections that I've built throughout the years, I've been seeing people grow in this class, not only as students, but as leaders too. I've had many people that I admired, just like my past class president, Jenny. And I always keep telling myself, I want to be just like you when I grow up. These people that surround me are not only my family, but also people that I could look up to. It's something I don't want to lose. It's something close to my heart, and it's just something that I feel deeply inside.
Jeff, what was your last name, Jessica?
Mendoza Aguilar.
Thank you.
Thank you. I don't want to put her on the spot, but one of our students talked about how when she came to this country from Venezuela, she was in elementary school, and there was a kid who came to her elementary school and tutored her. She spoke no English at all, and didn't have confidence, was a pretty shy person, and she also told me that that was someone that she admired and who inspired her, and when she went to high school, she joined the LIA program and wanted to be able to pay it forward and help lift up the next generation, just like she was helped when she came to this country. So we can't yank the rug out from under these young people. We have to make sure that the laws are applied in a fair way, that they're followed, and that we aren't meting out decisions in a discriminatory, scattershot way. This program was run according to the law, and it is unfair and wrong for the administration to target our community, to yank the rug out from under these kids, and to halt generations, the ability of our public schools to help improve and uplift the lives and enrich the lives of so many of our students in future generations to come. It's unacceptable, and we need to get it changed.
Oh, what do I want to ask you from, I forget your name,
Sarah.
Andrea.
Oh,
Andrea, yeah, to say something in Spanish for our colleagues at Channel
Yeah, absolutely. Este programa, la verdad, que es abierto para todo el mundo. Es una clase electiva que cualquier estudiante aquí en la Florida, en Broward County, puede pues adquirir y ser parte de. Es un programa de servicio, de liderazgo, donde los estudiantes ellos mismos pues toman la iniciativa de planear eventos, estar involucrados en la comunidad. Entonces, la verdad que es muy triste saber que, bueno, puede que llegar a un final, pero esperamos que con todos estos testimonios de hoy y con todo el esfuerzo que se ha puesto en los últimos años con el programa en el condado de Broward County, pues podamos seguir adelante y continuar con el programa el siguiente año.
And if any of the students want to say anything in Spanish.
Okay. You're good.
Espanol,
You don't want to say
anything?
Go ahead.
You're a current student?
No, I'm an alumni.
Alumni.
Yeah. Mi nombre es César David Rodríguez Márquez. Yo estaba en Latino en Acción por 4 años y yo empecé como un estudiante normal, no empecé entendiendo qué era la clase, yo no sabía nada y en verdad tengo que decir que yo le debo mucho a esta clase. Yo cuando empecé en noveno yo era muy tímido, no tenía muchos amigos y no me gustaba hablar en público y expresarme mucho, pero en los 4 años que estaba en esta clase eso todo me ha cambiado, he cogido muchas becas, me ha ayudado mucho a este programa con mi colegio, a seguir adelante, a hacer amigos, a formar conexiones importantes con muchas personas y de verdad que debo mucho a esta familia entera y le debo todo y tengo que decir que me da mucha tristeza irme porque yo me fui pensando que este programa iba a seguir adelante, iba a seguir más que lo que era. Entonces me da mucha tristeza que está viendo mucha backlash o está viendo muchos problemas por ahora. Pero yo pienso que en el futuro que debemos pelear contra eso para que este programa vea un futuro muy, muy feliz. Gracias.